All right, hello there, everybody. We're going to kind of work through what it looks like to do this programming assignment today. So as you can see, I'm already starting to expand a few of these columns because I've got kind of a setup in mind that tends to work a little bit better than other ways. Now, your finished product's not going to look like what I'm showing you today, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of what do some of these pieces that we're looking for specifically have. So one of the things that we're really trying to attempt to do with this assignment is teach you how do we utilize drop-down menus. And so you're going to be following along. I'm in a Mac today, so some of your setup may look different if you're on a Windows type computer. And also remember, I am operating in Excel, and this is not the same in Pages or whatever the Microsoft equivalent of that is. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to think about what might this look like. And so we have our day one exercises. So you can kind of follow along as I'm typing a few of these pieces in. And we're setting up a 3-day circuit. And so what I want you to do is be able to kind of, there we go, get some of these things set up in place. And as you can see over here, we've got our sets and reps column as well. So this way we can actually have a prescribed workout regimen for everyone that's going to be going through this. So what we're really trying to do is see how do we utilize some knowledge that we may already have, and some of you may not have taken 242 yet, and that's okay, but you're going to have to start to do a little background work to make that happen. But we want to see what does it look like to start to pair exercises together in a superset. So what I could do is just simply go through and type out each and every workout and say, okay, let's do some squats and follow that up with a push press. And we could go through and do this for every single workout and program every single day, but there's a better, more efficient way to do that, and that's what we want to discuss here specifically for this programming assignment. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to leave this blank. I'm going to go back over here to sheet 1. So you can see I've already set up 2 different sheets. And so in sheet 1, I'm going to type together a series of exercises. So we're going to go with, okay, we'll call a squat. We'll call an overhead squat. We'll do a half squat. So those are 3 variations of a squat. And so in each exercise category, we're going to have a variation of a squat. So I'll just type in squat stance here. So you can kind of see that we've got this notion of a squat stance, and we want to figure out what does that actually look like. So if we do this, we want to go up to the data tab. So once we click on that data tab, we want to start to actually think about what does this validation piece do. So the really kind of cool part is we can start to put some different things in here. And we want to go down to the list button here. So if you kind of saw, we went to data, went down to validation, we clicked on that validation tab, and we're going to click on list. So then we have to figure out where's the source coming from. So when we have the squat stance category, where are the exercises that we're going to put that in actually coming from? And so we're going to click over here again to sheet number 1, and we're going to highlight all 3 of those. And you can see it calls on sheet 1 here, and it looks at column A and 1 through 3. So if we hit that and click OK, all of a sudden, cool, we've got ourselves a drop-down menu. And so our squat stance, we can now pick a squat, overhead squat, or a half squat. So it's kind of a cool way to actually go about programming. And so you could put every single squat variation you can think of into one list. You can make it 35, 40 exercises long. And then when you come back to your sheet 2, you can click on it and pull up any one of those exercises. So it's a great way to write a very diverse workout program without having to do it over and over and over again. So the theory goes that if you develop one really, really good workout sheet, you can just program off of that and just develop millions of things. So for example, you come down here and you can rename this Mary Joe's workout. I don't know why I picked the name Mary Joe, I just did. And so you could actually create a whole list of different clients and do the same exact thing. And so you could use this as a template to basically make yourself a more efficient trainer. The other thing I want you to do is that I want to make sure that we have also a superset exercise. So whether you want to think of that as something we add on here, or if it's going to be something we just do a little bit differently. So let's throw a horizontal press. So we want to have that exercise in there as well. So let's make a category over here for horizontal press. And so we've got ourselves a bench press. We've got a dumbbell bench. And we'll have a push-up. So again, make sure you have at least 3 exercises for each category. And some of you may want to go more because you go, oh, this is helpful. So again, to create that drop-down menu, we go up to that data tab. I want you to click on validation. Go down to list. Beautiful, you're doing great so far. Again, source, remember we have all that over on other sheets, so we're going to pull it up here. Click and highlight the ones you want, then click OK. And now I've got our horizontal press components. So what you need to do Oops. So you see you've got to kind of click off on some things here, but I want you to go through and you have these pairs of exercises. So these are supersets here. I'd leave this one blank, and then we can go into something like let's say a vertical pull. And you know what? We'll throw a vertical push with that. And then down here, we'll throw in a core exercise and an Olympic lift. So there's a whole bunch of different sorts of exercises you can use to kind of put these things together. I want you to be creative, but the prerequisites you need to have for this assignment is there need to be 3 supersets. So you can see superset 1, superset 2, and superset 3. You need to make sure you plug in the sets and reps. So for example, I'll put a 3x10 here. And we'll say we want to do a 3x14 just because I like different numbers. And so you have to go through and do that for 3 different days. So you have superset 1, superset 2, superset 3, and that occurs on all 3 of these days. So hopefully that starts to help explain exactly what I'm looking for as far as putting that data validation piece in, creating lists, because this is going to be helpful for you as far as with massive exercise programming projects. And I'm thinking ahead for you when you get to 472, there's a huge programming element. This might not be a bad way to start thinking about that. And 372, that's another great time to start to use some of these components. So we want to build your base of knowledge, and you know what? This is a marketable skill because it shows that you know how to use Excel. If you have any other questions, you can feel free to ask me, but that's just a general tutorial on how I want to set up this whole data validation, but creating lists within Excel to hopefully help you do a better job with exercise programming. Have a great day.